question that hasn't been answered is the strategic objective of this. And you have to drill that down to, okay, so first, if you talk about expenditure controls, how much are you hoping to save from this? And then what are you going to use it for?
Okay, ballpark, right? I'm not come out to say, okay, this is what it's going to be used for. I'm sure subsequently the president and the government communication machinery will be coming out to say, okay, this is what we'll use the money for. But ballpark, right, this is what I did in studio using Goyle's figures, right, in terms of, per litre. You look at it and, ballpark again, I looked at 4x4 and saloon vehicles, right, cross country. So let's say 500 of saloon, 500 of 4x4. And we're looking at probably 50 litres of fuel, 4 saloon vehicles a week per government. The vehicles could be more than, the fleet could be more than 1,000, but I'm just using 1,000 as a benchmark figure here to see what we could accumulate just by looking at 1,000 vehicles, of which 500 are saloon and 500 are 4x4. If you crunch the numbers a bit, and again, I mean, as I said, I'm using Goyle figures at the pump as of the time I was doing this when I cross-check. On average, we're talking about, assuming all these vehicles are being used equally. So we're talking 500 litres here. On average, the government will be saving probably about a total of 2,500,000, right, plus a month, right? And 30 million plus a year. In 4 years, we're probably talking about, again, caveat here, these are ballpark figures. We could crunch them at the right time. So these were things I think we could do before we actually want to say that whether it's a PR gimmick or not. In 4 years, we're probably talking a government saving 121+ million in 4 years. Now I try to look at this. Again, ballpark using figures of what I think I could come by in terms of social interventions. Right. If you look at these figures of 4 years, we're probably talking about, let's say, a maternity block for a hospital or clinic costs probably about 1.5 million. I'm not saying it does cost. Again, this is me making projection and extrapolations. We could probably get an average of 81 of them out of the savings. That is if you use 1,000 fleet. 500 being saloon, 400 being 4x4 in terms of the quantitative figures we're looking at. Then, in terms of chip compounds, we're probably talking about 303 chip compounds. In terms of 6-unit classroom blocks, we're talking 121 of them, if each of them is costing probably $1 million. So there's some real justification to what it is. And I'm sure this fleet is over 1,000. If you look at it, if you add ministers, government agencies, SEOs, among other issues. But I look at it ballpark from that perspective. And I'm not saying this is what the government is doing. I'm just trying to give a holistic picture of what expectation we could have and the savings we could make if we actually adhere to this policy, which is